Greetings once again, wizards. Duuz-Diz-Din back again with Fairy Tale The 100 Years Quest. Previously, Rogue, Lecter, and Frost managed to infiltrate the Guild of Gold Owl, freeing Gray, Wendy, and Carla from Sai's clutches. But a couple of heavy hitters have entered the chat. Genai and Kotetsu arrive on the scene, with Genai having the ability to transmute people into steam. How weird. Minerva has gone off to rescue Urza and Jalal, who are trapped in a picture. And Natsu beats up an old lady, as Sting and Yukino watch in fear. She did capture Lucy and Happy, so it's understandable. Natsu's fists are rated E for everyone after all. But things take a bit of a turn when the weapon of great destruction Slash, the White Witch, the artificial being Athena, arrives on the scene with an overwhelming power to bring everyone to tears. And worst of all, she's not at full power. Just how capable is Athena right now? Powerful enough to overcome 2 dragon slayers and 2 celestial spirit mages and a cat? Join me as I find out, won't you? Alright, Fairy Tale 100 Years Quest, Chapter 130. Alchemic Smoke, or Alchemical Smoke. Alchemical Smoke. There we go. Sounds like something you do a little bit of that on. Not that I know anything about that. And Urza doing some superheroing. I do miss Urza and her superhero attire. And this is a great shot. And I don't mean that just because you can see her ass and titties right in the same, but that does help. Justice burst force. Urza kick. She's kicking it alright. Got that Might Guy dynamic entry pose going on. Alright. Athena has entered the chat. They did a good job of making her creepy, though, and I think it's primarily because of that whole, helmet head thing she's got going on. Mashima loves including that kind of design in some of his work here and there, and it always denotes menace. The group freaks out with Natsu saying, "I can't stop crying." Sting rubs his eyes, saying, "What the hell? This is..." And Yukino just cries out, "I feel so sad." So it's not just tears, it's full-on emotional manipulation, as Happy's on the floor bawling. And even Lucy's rubbing her eyes saying, "What's with this magic?" Athena simply says, "This is alchemy, not magic. I transmuted your tears." How? Lucy states, "You're lying. Alchemy involves mixing a lot more ingredients. At least that's how I pictured it." I know, right? Even in terms of sci-fi alchemy, it feels like this breaks a few of the rules. But Natsu's face starts steaming. Is he bubbling his tears? And shocked, Athena looks on as, he's managed to turn his tears into steam through sheer heat, as he just smiles and says, "You're one interesting lady." Sting looks on, still wiping away his tears, saying he evaporated his tears with flames? Yukino says, "Impressive." While Natsu steps forward to Athena, saying, "We came all this way looking for you." Athena questions, "Me?" And Lucy, still wiping away her tears, says, "We heard that you have the power to defeat the 5 dragon gods." And Natsu, pouty, says, "To be honest, I don't care what your powers are, just if you can tell us where to find the last 2 dragon gods, Ignia and Vernus." Oh, right. Sting questions, 5 dragon gods, and Yukino adds, Natsu's objective is... And then Lucy and Natsu realize, and Happy just goes, "You said it, about the 100 Years Quest." Oh no, we've kind of broken a lot of the rules up until now. It doesn't really matter. Athena simply smiles and says, "I see. I understand the situation, but I am an alchemist of Gold Owl. By order of my master, I am in the middle of a mission to capture a fairy tale wizard." Are we gonna get Athena to join our team? That would be kind of interesting, all things considered. Lucy questions, "Why are you trying to catch us?" And Athena simply says, "I have no need to answer." Yeah. But it's true, there's no real reason for her to answer you. Happy questions, "But why is someone built to beat the 5 dragon gods in Gold Owl?" Sting also questions, "You were called the White Wizard in the first place, weren't you? So are you a wizard, not an alchemist?" And Athena just simply coldly answers, "I have no need to answer." It keeps the mystery going, but, seriously, she has no reason to answer any of what you've just said. Natsu just smiles a sinister smile, saying, "So you're saying we just gotta kick your butt?" And Yukino simply says, "Huh? I don't think that's necessary." But Natsu just gets his fist ready, saying, I'm gonna kick your butt and ass. Lucy says, Natsu, we're dealing with a machine. If you go at her too hard, well, and Happy just simply comes out and says, make sure you don't break her. Natsu steps forward saying, I told you, even if I don't have her power, I'll beat Igni and Vernus. This lady messed with Fairy Tail, so I'm gonna slug her. Again, Natsu's fist, rated E for everyone. But Athena just looks on and smiles. Yeah, I don't think this is gonna be as easy as Natsu thinks it is, but I mean, that's half the fun, right? Meanwhile, on Gold Owl, Gray, Wendy, and Rogue face off with Gold Owl's Ganai and Kotetsu. Oh, his weapon is a giant smoking pipe. Is he like Moro from Hunter x Hunter? I wonder. I mean, his power is... I thought it was steam, but it's smoke, I guess, then. Ganai pulls out his pipe, ready to smoke that ganja, saying, Ororo, I, Ganai, transmute smoke. Grace questions, so should I think of it as smoke-making magic? Ganai says, Ororo, shall I teach you the decisive difference between alchemy and magic? Smoke billows from his pipe, and it surrounds the trio of Gray, Wendy, and Rogue. Lecter, Carla, and Frost are caught up in it too. Lecter screams, I'm blind! Carla rubs her eyes, saying, I can't see a thing. And Frost just says, it's all smoky. Oh, she's so adorable. Rogue is on his guard, saying, don't look down on us dragon slayers. And Wendy says, we can tell where you are by scent and sound. But suddenly, Kotetsu appears behind Rogue. He goes in for a strike with his fist, which Rogue manages to block. So is Kotetsu just a melee fighter, or is he an alchemist too? I would assume so. He's in Gold Owl, but you never know. Oh! Suddenly, Rogue's arm hits the ground as he shouts, what? My arm is heavy. And Kotetsu says, I transmute iron. Wow, it's a good thing that... It's a good thing that Gajeel isn't here, because it's like, oh man. Then again, is Gajeel crazy enough to eat his own arm? I keep wanting to say Jalal, but... And Rogue looks down at his arm, saying, my arm changed into iron. And Rogue, thinking of Gajeel, says, it seems iron and I have quite the connection. So, Gajeel got the Iron Shadow Dragon thing. Is Rogue also gonna get it? That'll be interesting. Gray calls out, Wendy, blow away the smoke. Wendy says right as she huffs in and is about to unleash dry dragons. Oh, and yeah, she starts coughing. It's just like, I thought about it for a second. I'm just like, wait, aren't you inhaling smoke? You're too young for that, Wendy. Technically. Carla calls out, why did you inhale it? Use normal wind magic. Wendy says, I'm sorry. She then unleashes Sky Dragon's wing attack. It's super effective. Oh, wait. Actually, no, it's not. The smoke is still all around her. Wendy looks on just befuddled. I don't get to use that word a lot, befuddled. Gray calls out, you can't blow the smoke away? I mean, it's magical bullshit smoke, so I would assume not. Ganai comes bursting out of the smoke towards Gray, saying, Ororo, that is the kind of smoke I transmute. He tries to strike at Gray with his pipe, but Gray manages to dodge. Gray goes to unleash Ice Make Hammer, and the hammer appears over Ganai's head, which he both blocks and then dissipates in the smoke. He then strikes a kabuki pose, saying, I, Ganai, can change anything into smoke. Ororo. There has to be a stipulation, though. Maybe it's only the... Oh, no. I wanted to say maybe it's only the stuff he touches with his pipe, but we saw him change the guys before into smoke. But why doesn't he just change Gray, Wendy, Rogue, and the rest into smoke? I wonder. Gray is shocked as Ganai says, and that is where alchemy and magic vastly differ. We do not consume magic power when performing alchemy. Wendy is now shocked as Ganai goes on to say, whether through a tool or a material, that is what we use to transmute. In other words, it is far more cost-effective than what wizards do. So, yeah, it is a form of transmutation. You just simply have to change something else into something. It's almost like you're taking the magical properties of an object and using it against it. Ganai goes on to explain, saying, suppose a wizard begins battle at 100% strength. Every time he uses magic, it consumes his magic power, and that strength gradually dwindles. In that respect, our strength does not deteriorate, so they always have what they need in order to get the job done consistently, whereas a wizard's power is eventually going to dissipate. That's why we can always fight at 100% oro. Meanwhile, Kotetsu is still striking out at Rogue's other arm. Gray then says, "Don't be stupid. Even if you fight, you'll still lose stamina, and you still keep the damage you take. There's no way you're always at 100%. Kotetsu then making a very kabuki-like faces. That is because neither I, Ganai, nor Kotetsu have been configured with what you call stamina. Oro. Configured? Are they not human? Lecter says, questions configured. Carla calls out, "What do you mean?" And Frost adds, "Fro doesn't get it." An unknown figure then calls out, "It means they are infinite." Gray, Wendy, and Rogue all turn in shock as the leader of Gold Owl, Duke Barbaroa, arrives on the scene, which is not good. But then again, it is the guild hall, so Ganai turns and calls out to his master. Kotetsu does as well. Rogue questions in shock, "The master of Gold Owl?" Dukes then says, Ganai and Kotetsu are both mechanical dolls I made, after all." "Oh, so they're not human. Weird." When he questions, "Dolls?" And Gray calls out, "You're kidding. They look like humans." Duke then smiles a sinister smile. He then states, "Sorry I'm late. I am Duke, the master of Gold Owl, and I was once Elfinsera's disciple, the alchemist who created Athena." Oh, wait. What? I knew he was probably gonna appear somewhere down the line. I think, did I say it in the reaction that, when Elfinsera mentioned his disciple, we're probably gonna see him somewhere down the line? I should have, because that was my thought. Is he a dragon like Elfinsera? How is he still alive after so long? I mean, I know Hades is very long-lived. Well, he was long-lived. So is it like that? Or is it something more? So, I originally thought that maybe Athena was playing Duke, and that her real master would be like behind the scenes or something. But now, with that revelation, I see Duke being Athena's master. Maybe Athena will betray him? Because I feel like there has to be some betrayal at some point. I don't know, because I thought Ganai and Kotetsu were, going to be like tough opponents. It was going to be something similar to what happened on Tenryou Island with the chicken and, a goat dude who went up against... Who did the chicken go up against? Was it Natsu? I mostly just remember the fight with Gajil and the samurai goat dude, because that was pretty badass. Had some badass moments. I figured it was going to be like that. Opponents who were pretty weirdly tough, but ultimately defeatable. But now I'm not so sure, since now the guild master is here. Like... I don't know. We come face to face with some pretty heavy hitters. Duke and now Athena? But I mean, I guess with a bit of a tag team, like, that could... I love team fights, where it's like the team fights against the tough opponent. I mean, you got Wendy, Gray, Rogue, the cats. Maybe Carla might do something. But, with that, that's a tough group. Depending on how powerful the Duke is, they might be able to take him. And Athena, I think she's probably very powerful. But if we can get a team together, I mean, ultimately Natsu's going to get the final blow because he always does. But a team fight of Natsu, Sting, Yukino, Lucy, and Happy in the mix. I mean, shoot, they could take down just about anything. And even if it takes all of them to take those characters down, that does not underplay the character's strength, because it took a group to take down these characters. Although, now the question kind of is, what about God Serena? What about the Sigrano sister? Or Signario sister? Unless we're gonna have it like... the Signario sisters go up against Urza and Minerva, and God Serena faces off against Jalal. That could be sweet. I don't know, I do wonder about the Duke's ability. I mean, to essentially kind of create this sentient life, it reeks of a power very similar to Irene, Urza's mom. Like, that's something she would be able to do. That's so odd. So what is the difference between Athena, Ganai, and Kotetsu? Like, what about her Athena's creation makes her so special? I wonder. So many questions. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Remember to subscribe. This was a great chapter, great art, moved the plot forward, solid chapter. But I want to hear from you, and until next time, I've been Duuz-Diz-Din, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.